Hey guys, it's Pastor Andrew here. I've had some conversations with some of you about these videos, and you guys really seem to like them. And I want to let you know that these videos that I make, these lessons that I pull out, these different devotional thoughts that I have for us, aren't just random things that I'm throwing against the wall and seeing what sticks. These are specifically things that God is teaching me through this weird season of life. And hopefully through my different ramblings and nonsense, you're able to pull what exactly God's doing in my life and how that can best work for you. But the big thing that God has been teaching me that I'd like to share with you for the next few minutes is the importance of rest, and not only physical rest, but spiritual rest as well. Through this time, it has been a lot. And I'm speaking for myself, but you may have learned how to do school a whole new way. You may be still finishing up that school year and just trying to push through, or continually just burn out from Zoom meetings and wishing to have interaction with people in person, and wishing that we could go back to a somewhat normal connecting time, being able to go to church, being able to go to the places that you enjoy, doing the things that you like to enjoy. Some of you guys have missed out on summer sports, spring and summer sports, and that's rough. But through this whole season, you may have been like me, who at the very beginning said, I'm going to do all these certain things. I'm going to get into all these different things. I had a music phase. I had a reading phase where I wanted to do all these new things and just tried to fill up my schedule that was already pretty filled up with different things, learning new ways to do church. How my role at church has shifted a bit, and how I'm still able to do my job connecting with you and pointing you towards Jesus. And it has, to be honest, been pretty stressful, pretty hard at times, and very busy. I am not just, I joke about it all the time. I'm not just sitting in my office and playing with Legos. I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work, doing a lot of things, and this isn't me just to puff myself up and say, look how great I'm doing. I'm saying in this is that I've not been doing a good job of being able to rest. Yes, I've been able to spend time with Natalie and see some family and enjoy that company, but I have not been doing all that I should be able to rest, to sometimes to shut off, and to physically rest and to spiritually rest. And that's what I want to talk about going forward. But very early into Scripture, after God creates everything, we see that on the seventh day that He rests. And He sets that plan in place for us, that we need to set time aside out of our week, a time frame that He put in place for us to rest, both physically and spiritually. If you know me, I am a good Christian boy, and I love and support Chick-fil-A and everything that they do. I have taken some leadership courses and different things through Chick-fil-A, and they do a great job at things. And one of the big things that they do is close on Sunday. They don't open. They take a day, and they allow their workers to rest. And they specifically have it on Sunday so that their workers and their employees and their people can go to church. That's one of the main reasons why they chose to do that way back when they started, and why they continue to do so. And at a business standpoint, you may be thinking that's not very wise to do. You're missing out on all of the money that you could be raking in by doing that. And it's actually been studied and shown that Chick-fil-A actually saves money by stopping and closing their doors one day a week, taking that Sabbath, that day of rest. Because it's better on morale, that workers, they're not having to lose employees because they're getting burnt out, and they're keeping them on and being able to have good quality employees that enjoy working there, that have a smile on their face, and they're happy that they know that, hey, on Sundays, I don't have to go in. And a big thing with that also about being closed on Sundays is that they save tons of money on equipment, that their machines, that their ovens, that their fryers don't have the continuous wear and tear like that of maybe like McDonald's or some other place that is open 24/7. That continual wear and tear that they're getting through for being open an extra 24 hours, that intensity put on that equipment actually saves them in the long run. And it's pretty interesting that there is benefit for that company to stay closed on a day where they could be raking in money, because I don't know about you, but there are some Sundays where we're just like, a Chick-fil-A sandwich would just hit the spot. But other than making money or saving money, that's not the reason why we're called to rest. God creates this day of rest and puts it into the 10 Commandments for a specific reason. And the main reason of that is so that we can allow ourselves to focus on Him and rely on Him throughout that in that specific time. See, on those days of Sabbath, of those days of rest, typically you're not supposed to work. Our culture has shifted where most places are open. Some southern places, this last year about this time, I went down to Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, to visit Natalie's brother and sister-in-law, and places down there on Sundays, like restaurants and different things, everything does not open until after church lets out, until about that time. But we are called to rest, to focus, allow some time set aside where we can focus on a relationship with God and rely on Him. See, because we're not working, people aren't being able to support their families, aren't able to focus on work. It's time set aside where we're not raking in money, we're not doing jobs that allow us to get money. So we're sacrificing that amount of that time frame where we could be doing other things to benefit ourselves or help us to get more money and do these things, and spending that time investing in our relationship with God instead. And it also helps us not only just to rely on Him, of saying that I'm going to spend this time when I could be doing other things to be with Him, is that it helps us to refocus. Of so much of our time, especially before this coronavirus hit, is that we are running from one thing to the other, where we have to go to this meeting, or we have to go to this practice, or we have to be a part of this family gathering, whatever those things may be. It may be just be bouncing back and forth. We are especially in our culture, we are people who take pride in being busy. And God calls us to eliminate distractions, to take time to pause and evaluate how our relationship with Him is going. And to be honest, I haven't been doing that great of that. It has been continuous of going in, making sure that I have some plans in place for us, that I'm making the connections that I need to, that I am recording and editing and posting for the church, that I'm putting these kind of videos together, that I'm doing all these different things that help and are good things in themselves. But I'm not taking time to pause and to focus on how am I growing? How am I doing in my relationship with God? And that's important. So this week, I'm recording this actually on Friday night. These normally go up on Mondays, and I will try my best to schedule this to go out on Mondays, or on this Monday, on this Memorial Day. But having that kind of holiday, even maybe you're not doing something special or different things have been canceled, I'm going to take that day off. I was originally scheduled to go on vacation. Natalie and I didn't have anywhere to go specifically this year, but we were going to take some time out and just focus on the wedding and our relationship and different things like that. But I'm taking some time this week to rest, to pause, to turn off, and I challenge you guys to do the same. So this week's weekly challenge will look a little bit like it will be fleshed out a little bit more on Tuesday of what that will look like. I really encourage you to rest physically, taking some time now that maybe school has kind of drifting off a little bit or is finished, that you shut off from different distractions and allow yourself to just take some time to relax, to pause, to not be worried, to focus, to have your focus on 5, 10, 20 different things, and then spiritually rest. Take time to hear what God is saying, to take that spiritual temperature of how is my relationship with God right now? What things do I need to take out of my life? What things do I need to add to make my relationship with God stronger? I hope this is an encouragement for you guys. If you need me or anything, I'm still here. I'd love to see how things are going for you. Share in the group Snapchat, on Instagram, different ways that you're being able to rest this week. See you guys.